In this podcast, we're going to look at how you put in a new grade item in the gradebook in Desire to Learn Brightspace. So I need to navigate to my gradebook. So I'm going to go here to Grades, and I'm going to go to Manage Grades. Right now I have one category and one grade item, and then these are the total columns from the gradebook down here at the bottom. Categories don't stand out as well as they do in the old user interface for Desire to Learn. The only way you can really tell something is an item within a category is the fact that it will be indented. I want to add another study guide grade item, so I'm going to go up here to New and select Item. Now mine is going to be numeric, but you do have a couple other options. You can do pass-fail, do a calculated one. If you want to put in like a letter grade that is just a text entry, you can use text. But for the most part, anything that's numeric value, you want to select numeric. And then I'm going to go here to the name and put in study guide for chapter 2. And I am going to use a short name. It is not required, and the short name is only visible to you in the spreadsheet view of the gradebook. So I'm going to put in SG for study guide, and then C for chapter, and O2. And then I'm going to select a category, and there's study guides listed there. The category is set to make every item worth 15 points, so this is being pre-populated here. So that is why it is grayed out. So I have some check boxes here. The first one would allow me to enter in, say, 16 or 17 points instead of 15. If you want to be able to put any number of points over what is possible, you have to put can exceed. Otherwise, if you put in, say, 17 points here, it would only show 15 points in the gradebook. If you want the entire thing to be extra credit or bonus, you would put a check here. And then if I want to exclude the item from the final grade calculation, I'd put a check there. And you can use any combination of these check boxes. The grade scheme, this is set up within the settings in the gradebook. And unless you want to change from what you've got set in there, you would just leave this alone. There's a place to add a rubric if you would like to do that. And we do have some videos that look at rubrics within Desire to Learn. And you can check one of those out for more information. There's also here at the bottom display options. And I'll twirl that open. And you can show things like class averages and grade distributions if you like. The default is not to show those items. If you want to override what's shown in the grade book for this specific grade item, you can go down here and put a check in this box. And when you do that, you're able to then make some adjustments down here. The first item here is going to show them how many points they received out of how many were possible. The second one is going to show them what percentage they got on that specific grade item. And the third one will put a color in the cell for that specific grade item in the grade book. And the way this is set up right now, the default is to not show them how many points are possible out of and how many they received. It's only to show them what percentage they got on that grade item and the color in the cell. And I'm just going to leave that alone. Now at the top there's a couple other tabs. One is restrictions and the other is objectives. We do not have learning objectives set up within the system, so you're not going to be using that tab. And under the restrictions, that is just to hide a column if you want to, or to date restrict a column. So if I want to hide the grade item, say it's something I'm not going to do this semester, I would put a check there. I would also want to put a check in to exclude that from the grade calculation. You can also hide it, so maybe it's extra credit, you don't want it visible till the end of the semester. You can put a date restriction so they can only see it after a certain date, or they can only see it up to a certain date. The release conditions will make it so that they can only see that grade item based on having done something else in the course. And we have some video content out there that looks at release conditions within D2L. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and make this always visible and go ahead and hit save and close. And you'll notice now I have another grade item under my study guides category.